Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, a congressman seeks to overrule the FAA. The Midwest LSA Expo enters a second decade, and an Army couple from the UK embark on a fundraising trip in the United States. Happy Friday and welcome to the show. I'm your host, Sophie Hurlock. Hawaiian Congressman Ed Case has announced he will introduce a measure in the House of Representatives to impose strict regulations on commercial aerial tour operations. The reason being the aircraft being used for the tours occasionally crash and make loud noises. Case's proposed Safe and Quiet Skies Act would direct the FAA to adopt much tighter recommendations. In a letter to his House colleagues, Case states, in just the last few months, Hawaii has seen 3 dead in the crash of a commercial air tour helicopter into a residential neighborhood and 11 more dead in the crash of a commercial skydiving plane. Both accidents cited have few similarities, and experts from the helicopter community fear this effort could kill the popular heli tour industry, which contributes $150 million annually to the state economy. In response to the proposed act, the Hawaii Helicopter Association stated they have already taken measures to address the noise issues by implementing a noise reporting and measuring system and fly neighborly programs, as well as invested more than $100 million in quiet technology helicopters. They also state safe operations must take into account the geography, weather including cloud cover, and air traffic control. Stick around because we've got Around the Patch coming up right after these messages.
Today is a new dawn.
With a new name.
Un nuevo logotipo.
A new factory.
Und einen globalen Kundenfokus.
We are Continental Aerospace Technologies, and we stand behind you.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
With all this news coming out of the aviation industry, let's take a quick trip around the patch. After indoor skydiving's bid for the Paris 2024 Olympic Games lost out to events in 4 other sports, the stakeholders in this young air sport discipline met on the northern coast of Brava to make adjustments to their shared vision for the Olympic cycle through Los Angeles 2028. The World Air Sports Federation, FAI, the FAI Parachuting Commission, IPC, and Support Air International, SAI, are the organizers of Indoor Skydiving 2020 First Global Summit by FAI. They launched the countdown to their event with exactly 170 days to go until it gets underway. Boeing will continue its legacy of A-10 Thunderbolt II sustainment work under an indefinite delivery and indefinite quality contract award from the U.S. Air Force with a maximum ceiling value of $999 million. Under the contract, which was competitively awarded, Boeing will be responsible for managing the production of a maximum of 112 wing sets and spare kits. The U.S. Air Force ordered 27 wing sets immediately at contract award. Delta Hawk Engines is donating $2,500 to Young Eagles on behalf of EAA chapter members who visited with Delta Hawk at the chapter's pavilion and the Delta Hawk booth during AirVenture. The money will be used to support volunteer field expenses. Delta Hawk sponsored the EAA Camp Scholler chapter's pavilion to connect with chapter members, many who own and operate aircraft and are passionate about the latest engine technology. On Tuesday, the FAA transitioned to mandatory use of the International Flight Plan format for all IFR and VFR domestic and international civil flights. The change is part of an effort to modernize and streamline flight planning and supports the FAA's next-gen initiatives. With the exception of military flight operations, the international format is required for all IFR and VFR flights across the NAS. Guidance on how to complete an international flight plan is available at faa.gov/go/flight service. The rest of your Airborne Unlimited is coming up right after these messages.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
The Sling 2, a modern, economical flight training airplane for today's pilots. 120-knot cruise, sporty handling, sliding bubble canopy, modern glass panel, and dependable Rotax power. Available in LSA or kit versions. Check it out at airplanefactory.com.
The Midwest LSA Expo begins its second decade this September. The free event features many light sport aircraft, including Part 103 STOL and gyroplanes on one easily accessible and demo-friendly flight line. The expo will be held at Mount Vernon Outland Airport in Illinois, September 5th through the 7th. Admission, parking, local shuttles, and camping are all free at the event. Participants can sit in on one or many informative aviation seminars and forums presented by the very best in the industry. You can find more information on the event as well as a full forum and seminar lineup at midwestlsaexpo.com. 2 members of the United Kingdom's Army have embarked on a 3-week journey that will take them to all 48 contiguous United States in a Cessna 150 in an attempt to set a world record and raise money for charity. Reservist engineer Saper Tess Morris Patterson will be flying the 150, while her wife, Royal Medical Corps Captain Marag Morris Patterson, will be along for the ride. Their flight is to benefit Wings for Warriors, which gives wounded, injured, or sick servicemen and women a future worth fighting for by training them as professional pilots. Tess and Marag hope to raise about £10,000, or a little over $12,000 for the cause. The pair began their trip Wednesday morning, and you can follow the couple's journey on Twitter at thisgirlflies. And that wraps up this week, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe and to check us out on Twitter and on Facebook. For the latest aviation aerospace news any time of the day, head over to aero-news.net. I hope you all have a fun and safe Labor Day weekend, and I'll see you right back here on Tuesday for an episode of Airborne Unmanned.